Press start.
Hey.
Hey everybody. So, I play Binding of Isaac a lot.
He sure does. I don't play it at all.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you take a look at my stats here, my secrets, 275 secrets. You know how many secrets that is?
Is it all but one of them?
It's all the secrets.
It's all of them.
But it's not all of the things.
Oh.
I don't have all of the well, I mean, it's not all of the secrets. I'm missing one, and that is the one that you get for having every item in the game.
Okay.
Right? And the item that I have yet to pick up, there's only one item that I have yet to pick up. I have unlocked it.
Mm-hmm.
It appears in a room, which only appears at the end of a stage under certain circumstances, and only half the time under those circumstances.
Okay. So we're gonna... How many times have you attempted this run?
Uncountable times.
What is it that goes wrong?
Nothing goes wrong. It's just that this room has a pool of items that it draws from.
When you said half the time, I thought you meant if you could make it to this room, you'll get this item.
No. If you make it to this room, you will get the iteration of the room that has this item half the time.
Okay.
There's about 20 different items that can show up in this room, and it doesn't always happen.
Okay.
That any items show up at all in the room. So,
the odds are pretty
by
slim.
the time it'll be about 5 or 10 minutes into the run before we get our first opportunity to actually look in this room and see if the item is in there.
And does it only appear once per run, this room?
No, it can appear multiple times per room, but there's a lot of different things that change the probability whether it shows up or not. One of them is taking no damage during the level, makes it a lot more likely. So I'm going to play as this character who has some basic advantages but has no health.
Okay. We are like taking a peek into your ritual
and we're gonna do
here.
one. Yeah, I haven't been doing this much lately. I've been doing sort of Enter the Gungeon. This is a very bad item to have as this character, but I don't care because it's going to make things less tedious for me in the short term.
I also want to mention that he's playing this on my computer for the first time, and everything is apparently running faster than he's used to.
Yeah, this game is like, I think I've probably talked about the special hell that me and this game occupy together. And there are a lot of things about the game specifically that have made it particularly fitting for me. The fact that it has my name in it,
yeah, that helps.
And then one of the bosses, who is supposed to be my mom, calls my name when I fight her. I mean, that's really just thing one, honestly. But this is this game is an excellent having persistent unwanted thoughts when you're a child simulator.
Yeah, if you guys haven't read Isaac's piece of writing about the imagery in this game, I'm gonna link it.
Mm-hmm. So I can get hit only once in any given room. If I get hit twice in a given room, it's game over.
I see that you can fly over the rocks and stuff.
Yeah, that's one of this character's advantages are flight and spectral tears, meaning that I can shoot through obstacles.
Just flatten every room into a rectangle of various sizes.
Pretty much. You'd think this would make the game less fun, but it doesn't. Because the enemies still, unless they're flying enemies like those, still have to obey the laws.
Yeah. I can see that being interesting.
Yeah.
A bit of asymmetry.
Mm-hmm. So, what happened was I played the original Binding of Isaac to death. I got all of the things in the original Binding of Isaac. It took me forever because some of the stuff that you have to do to get all of the things in the original Binding of Isaac includes passing through huge swathes of the place without taking any damage, which is incredibly difficult in that iteration of the game because you didn't have certain options that you do in Rebirth that makes achieving that easier. And so, literal hours, you know, and when I find, like, and by literal hours, I mean literal tens of hours, and by literal tens of hours, I mean literally hundreds, because Steam keeps track.
Right.
Literally
yeah.
hundreds of hours of my life, of my...
And none of those are the usual, I left the game open while I was...
Oh, I mean, some of them are.
Sure.
But there was at least a couple hundred hours of just
actual
playing
gameplay.
The game in there, in the inflated hour count that is on Steam.
I will say it's very clear that you're able to play this game with your second brain while you're just talking perfectly fluently.
Yeah, and I'm playing it like in an environment that I'm not familiar with, and it's going faster than I'm not familiar with, and I'm sort of looking at it at an angle because of the way that we have this set up.
I could fix that.
Yeah. Oh,
does that help?
Yes. Thank you very much. But yeah, no, it's become it's become, but it's not even a pleasant fluency the way that like the snatches of fluency that I get in.
No, yeah, it must feel like grinding at this point.
You may notice that in stark contrast to Hyper Light Drifter, this is a very unpleasant environment to be stuck in. You may notice that there's a lot of blood, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of tears, a lot of nudity. I'm not playing as the standard Isaac character who's just a naked little boy right now. I'm playing as his dead ghost.
You just took some damage there, didn't you?
I did, but it doesn't really matter for this character because it's just how many hits I take in a room.
Okay.
Do.
So this character dies only when you take a certain number of hits in a room? How many hits?
Well, if you listen back to, like about a minute back in the YouTube video, you'll hear the answer to that question.
Okay.
Which is that I can get hit once in a room without dying, and that's it.
I see.
2 hits in a room, and I'm toast.
You're talking so fast, I can't take it all in.
I'm sorry. I guess this is probably part of what the situation for this game is, that I'm impatient with it.
It has you on edge almost instantaneously.
Well, I mean, it's not on edge so much as trying to maintain multiple fluencies.
Yeah,
you know, that'll always take a little bit of something out of you. But my point is that I've spent a lot of time with this game, and time spent with this game does not feel like something where your character could just sit down and let their scarf flap in the breeze for a little while in the picturesque ruins of the world. And you know I'm a big fan of picturesque ruins. Okay, so the door opened up.
Yeah.
But that's a devil room right over there.
Uh-huh.
It is not the angel room, which is where the item that I need lives.
Okay.
One of the advantages of playing this character is that I could pick up that item without incurring any cost, because devil room items cost health.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make a deal with the devil, you can't get into an angel room, so I'm not doing that.
Okay.
So that particular advantage is gone during these runs. Getting to make deals with the devil makes the game a lot more fun, because it gives you interesting powers. So I guess I just don't have those, or won't have those over the course of this thing.
I remember once upon a time you had toyed with the idea of just doing this game on YouTube until you get the thing.
Yeah, the thing that stopped me from doing that was essentially that my computer can't handle recording this and playing it at the same time.
We're not even 100% certain that this footage is working right now.
Yeah, the Binding of Isaac games are weird in a number of ways. The first one is actually built in Flash, and the way that it handles slower processors is mystifying and irritating. But anyway, I didn't finish telling the story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. So I finished the first Binding of Isaac finally.
Yeah.
And I had a friend who was doing it at about the same time that I was, and we had a really sort of fun bonding experience over it, and it was done, and just the sense of finality when it was done was astounding. It was like being released from prison. I've gotten obsessive over a lot of games. XCOM is one, but this is, you know, Prisoner Zero, you know, Exhibit A. Patient Zero is what I was trying to say there. So then the sequel came out, and I didn't like the sequel as much. Right? I thought that it kind of fucked with the story, which I had been very fond of for the first one. The graphics were not as smooth. The music was not as good, as you can hear now. But I felt equally compelled to finish it. So I put in literally hundreds of hours on the sequel, until I finally did it all. And the feeling that I got when I finally did the last thing, because I had to cheese it to do it, because they put in some balancing stuff when they did the expansion, of which more later, which is what we're actually playing now, that made it easier to get some of the things that I had to really, really cheese it in order to do in the last one. So I felt dirty as well as having wasted a lot of my time. It was just an awful feeling finally finishing that one. And then they came out with an expansion, and they made an expansion to the first Binding of Isaac, which meant that I hadn't finished it anymore. There was more to do.
This is terrible.
So I went back and did that. And having done that, I'm now, having made my way through this enormous expansion, which, to be fair, did constitute... this is the room where I always get hit once. Randomly generated, but I've played every single room that this game has to offer. So that's one where I get hit. I've now done everything. I've done everything fun. I've done everything challenging. I've unlocked all of the things. The only thing that I have to do to get that final achievement, which is like called 1000.1% nerd or something, is to pick up and hold this final item, which is shaped like an angel.
You don't even have to get to the end with it.
And which
Wow.
And which looks almost exactly like another item, which is shaped like an angel, but does something slightly different.
Oh man.
So, can I just say that what we are doing now is that you are joining me in my special hell. It's a hell of my own making. Nobody's forced me to play this game.
You say you're not on edge, but I'm pretty sure you are.
I don't know if I said I'm not on edge. I think that may have been you who said that I'm...
I think you said it.
If you roll back the footage, folks, why don't you tell me whether I'm on edge? Yeah.
I'm impressed by how good you are at this game.
There's the angel room. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it
Here
would
it
be
comes.
hilarious
Yeah, if this was the one.
if this was the
I
one.
hope, like, if you get the achievement on, is that it?
That's shaped like the right thing.
Could it be it?
It's not. It's the one that looks like it and isn't.
In some way, I feel safer, because if you got it on this computer, I'm not, like, I don't trust Steam to unlock the achievement for you properly.
It's true. I mean, that would be kind of perfect.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, having opened the Devil/Angel room on the last level makes it less likely to appear on the next level. So
Oh, good.
we might get one more angel room on this run, maybe two more, depending on how lucky we are.
So tell me what this item you got does, the angel thing.
The
that
angel
isn't
thing
the one you want.
is spitting little homing tears.
Okay, and what does the other one do?
The other one rotates around you and sucks in tears that are coming to you.
What? That's it?
Yeah.
Like it's actually a rare item. It's not just
It's very difficult to unlock,
Right.
And it's also quite rare to pick up, as far as I can tell. There's an ostensibly rarer item which only appears in the Devil Room and only appears like once out of every, is 1/20th as likely to appear in the Devil Room as any of the other items. But I've already found that one.
okay.
So
That should be a comfort, right? That should mean like the worst is over.
it should, but
and-
the Angel Room is even more pernickety to get to than the Devil Room. Particularly because you can't just make repeated deals with the devil and get strong and sort of have your the winning loadout guaranteed for you, so that you can just kind of play the game as you go.
Can you like make it in any way pleasant or justifiable in your mind that you feel so compelled to 100% these games?
No.
Okay.
It's pretty much an untrammeled negative. I mean, it's definitely a thing that I do when I could be doing something creative.
Sure.
It's a thing that I do when I'm depressed. It's a thing that I do when I'm sick.
Uh-huh.
Hard to make any of that seem good,
Right.
But
Especially since there will almost certainly be another iteration of this game at some point.
yeah, and so it's not as if any particular momentary triumph of this is going to free me ultimately.
Right. This is almost...
But it's not the game's fault.
Sure.
Right? This is the fault of something that I do in my mind.
No, yeah, this is the despair mode subject.
Yeah, and this definitely would have been in despair mode if I...
Not for the fact that I had to be in the room.
Yeah.
I don't have
you
to
don't
be.
have to be in the room. But I don't think that you are... I think that you're adding to it.
I hope so.
I think that our mutual videos tend to be better than despair mode.
I think the Kid Icarus is still a masterpiece.
It was good, but I think I've been sort of chasing that ever since.
Mhm.
Because
Fair enough.
I pretty much did the thing that despair mode is about that first time, and
Yeah,
everything
I
else is
suppose.
kind of reaching for the same idea. If you haven't checked out despair mode and you want to hear me being like really sad while playing the fuck out of Kid Icarus, because I'm very good at it, you can follow this link, the one that's on the screen right now.
That won't work. It has to be in the description. You can't do outlinks on YouTube.
Yes, you can.
Not inside of the video. At least not with my layer of account, as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's in the description then.
It's somewhere.
Josh probably put something humorous up.
Yeah.
When I said that, or maybe he forgot.
Last time I pretended to have an outlink in a video, it was literally a Rickroll. That was the Smegma one. It seemed appropriate.
That's a good one.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the thing. But so what we're choosing to now is it is as if I had like videotaped myself masturbating with Josh in the room and talking about masturbating and or doing some other relatively harmless time wasting habit. But really, it's I mean, you can't spend as much time masturbating as I've spent playing this game unless you're really dedicated. So maybe it's something else. But regardless, it's a hobby that, as far as I can tell, has no upside.
Well,
you can hear how tense I am.
At least you know Binding of Isaac better than any other living soul, practically.
No, there are
what
people
percentage
who are
of
much
people
better at this than I. Oh, they're like I think between 1% and 2% of people who play this game have gotten this thing that I'm chasing.
Wow, that's like a surprisingly high amount.
This game is made for people to do that, and there are people who are better at this game than I am, or at least there are people who. There are people who got to being this good at the game much faster than I did, put it that way. I'm not like a naturally gifted gamer in that way. What I am is persistent.
Edison instead of Tesla.
Tell them that you'll take them to the Edison Museum.
I really do like your writing on this game, though.
Yeah. I mean, the game itself can't really deliver on it.
No.
Well, I mean... It can, but you have to play it for several hundred hours like I did. So maybe, at least initially I got something good out of it in that I got that piece of writing out of it, which was a good piece of writing. And I'm getting this video out of it. Whoops! I got hit once in a way that I shouldn't have. Yeah, there we go.
It's over.
It's over.
You want to do another run, or are we done here?
What, we got 16 minutes in?
Yeah.
One more run.
All right.
Just one more.
Here we go.
Just
again.
one more run. I mean, I need to go to bed, but it's just one more run. It's not as if I have anything to do tomorrow anyway. I can always sleep through the first couple hours of work. Nobody notices. It's just like,
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah.
Did I break the spell? Yeah, I get what you're doing. But
tomorrow's Saturday.
I'm sorry. I just had to.
It's been the end of a very long work week. But regardless, you get the idea.
Yeah.
So.
The special hell. I feel it. It's all around me.
Yeah.
The room has turned slightly red, and
notice
the lights are suddenly off.
Yeah. Well, notice this little mechanic here, which is the curses that randomly appear on the floor. This isn't the worst one. The worst.
I don't even know what it's doing to you.
The room is dark.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you may have noticed that the room got darker. I thought that you noticed that when you said that the room.
No,
got
I was joking about the room around us.
But no, this room has also gotten darker. Notice that it's much harder to see anything right now. The game gets harder as you get further into it. That is, it gets more likely that you will hit
bad things.
Yeah, the random bad.
The
things
seeding gets worse. That's nasty.
Yeah. The further along you get and the more things you unlock. And
XCOM should really do that.
Yes, it really should. I mean, there's a reason why this is a good game.
Yeah.
It is very good at keeping the curve going up until a certain point, obviously.
Sure.
But that point has much less to do with what you've unlocked and more to do with what's happened to your brain.
No, yeah, there needs to be a point of mastery. It'll always be there.
Yeah. So the point is that
it became 2 centipedes. It's the classic video game centipede.
It is the classic video game centipede, except he's a horrible,
he's quite nasty,
mouth thing that shits everywhere.
I will say it's very, it's appropriate in a. I
did have a point.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
But I've forgotten it now. Oh yeah, the worst of the curses.
The
Curse of the Blind. That one's pretty bad too. It means I can't tell what items I'm picking up. So if we do get into the angel room, I won't know whether it's the thing until I pick it up. But we can't get into the angel room until level 3 anyway, so that's not going to happen. But that's not the worst one. The worst curse is the curse which sometimes when you go through a door, it'll just dump you into the same room that you were just in.
Right.
Randomly, or just into another room that's a couple rooms away, and it might switch the contents of the rooms.
Ooh.
It doesn't actually. The thing about it that is infuriating is that it does not add to the challenge at all. It just makes getting wherever you wanted to go take longer. That curse is only fatal if you are playing by the skin of your teeth,
right?
And you need to dash to somewhere.
But it seems
that never happens.
It seems like it's.
What's that?
What could it be?
It's E. coli. I'll turn enemies into shit if I touch them now.
Is that good? I guess that's good.
I'm playing a character that can't take damage, so I'm not going to be using that.
Right.
Not on purpose.
Touching enemies causes damage.
Yeah.
It seems appropriate that this game would have some things in it that just make the experience a touch more miserable.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying that it's out of keeping. Like, I feel like that is harmonious in the extreme from a ludonarrative standpoint. And nonetheless, once you've experienced that funny little poetic piece of harmony for like the 100th time, it begins to get a little wearing on your psyche.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, the reasonable response to this would be just to, I don't know why this character insists on rubbing himself up against the fires that damage him, but I don't mind that he does. He also tends to blow himself up with his own bombs. Whoop.
Close one.
Yeah.
The reasonable thing to do would be to just leave it alone, is what you're about to say, I think.
Nah, it'd take too long.
What? Take too long to leave the game alone?
Oh,
No.
leave the game alone. I thought you meant this little devil.
No. I think that's what you're about to say, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the reasonable thing to do would be to just put the game down and do something constructive. There's the devil room. Maybe we'll get an angel room next time. Who knows?
But it can't be ignored that you are uniquely in a position to experience this game in the perfect way, and you're doing it right now. It may not be pleasant.
This is the perfect way? Are you enjoying being part of this experience with me?
I find it intriguing because it's a game where everything is Isaac. All the enemies are Isaac.
Yeah, you may have noticed this, that like everybody is everything that I'm fighting is just a twisted version of my own character, and all of the characters that you can play are just Isaac, like wearing a wig, or with a monocle, or dead, or and so forth.
It's Isaac's.
It's the most perfectly solipsistic piece of game.
Yeah, it's Isaac's like innermost pretend, and you are...
I'm Isaac.
You are Isaac,
yes.
And also you're playing this game to a degree where you aren't just the avatar, you are this entire seed. You know, you're invested in this thing to a point where you have merged with all of the systems before us.
Right, and the point of the thing, like, I mean, the game makes you do obsessive repetition, right?
Right.
You can only like unlock thing X by, you know, completing thing Y like 10 times.
Sure.
You know, it's that kind of thing. And it's extremely intentional about that. And it's making you model obsessive behavior because the subject of the game is again intrusive thoughts and obsessive obsessive dreams and obsessive fantasies. So I mean that's kind of brilliant, but like I think that it's possible that I am the ideal, as you mentioned, that I'm the ideal reader of the game because I'm really taking it to heart and experiencing that.
Yeah, not only are you Isaac, but you're a dude with depression.
Yeah, I'm a dude with depression. I'm a dude who has trouble controlling what his brain does sometimes, and I clearly have an obsessive side. You may have noticed.
So there you go, right? Like,
so
there aren't that many works of art in the world that can claim to drive that kind of experience,
exactly.
as horrible as it may be.
And what an ugly one this is, but it really does it. It really does it. I mean, that this is the way to interact with the thing.
Yeah.
I should mention that I usually play it with the sound off. I mean, not with the sound off, but with the music off. It really helps because the music is not up to scratch.
We can only barely hear it anyway.
Yeah.
It kind of works as a gentle...
I mean, it works in the way that the truck's audio works, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, for us right now, the audio is coming out of an incredibly quiet desktop speaker, and I think it's I can't hear enough of the details for it to be unpleasant.
We should all be so lucky.
The new Autechre album just came out, so this might be affecting my perceptions somewhat.
I'm very happy about an album that I'm receiving soon by somebody named Torn Hawk.
So what's the Angel Room situation right now?
So we just passed the Devil Room, and having entered the Devil Room once and not taken the... Oh, look, did you see my
Yeah,
eco
he
lighter?
turned into poop.
Yeah, he did, but that counted as one of my getting heads for this room, so I'm going to leave this room. Anyway, having failed to make a deal with the devil, the Angel Room is now accessible to me. I'm not going to take any damage on this level, because if I do, my game will be over. So I have that chance of getting into the Devil Room, but my chance of getting into the Devil Room has also been decreased by the fact that I was at the Devil Room last time. We actually got pretty lucky last time to hit the Angel Room so soon, because depending on it could have been a Devil Room. Once you've refuse to do a deal with the devil once, there's only a 50% chance that you get the angel room, unless you do certain tasks. The most accessible of which is giving 10 coins to the coin donation machine in the shop, and I don't have 10 coins. And also the coin donation machine jams randomly, so often you can't even give it 10 coins. And when it jams once in a playthrough, it's jammed for the entire playthrough.
Oh god, it's a simulator of that particular purgatory where everything is just the same but a little worse.
Yeah, I can also give coins to a beggar to increase my chances of getting into the angel room, but there's no beggars on this floor. So it's just going to be a roll of the dice.
This is like listening to a Dota cast.
It's going to be about 12.5% chance of getting the angel room on this floor, I think.
Okay, nicely mathed.
Yeah.
This is a lot like listening to a Dota cast in that the gibberish of it is kind of compelling.
I should hope so. I mean, I'm not talking for my health over here. All right, who am I going to fight? Oh, this guy's bad. This guy often kills me, actually. So,
yeah, that's a nasty little attack.
We'll see. It's not this part that's the problem. Oh, that helped.
Ooh.
That was kind of a Hail Mary. Oh, shit. Yeah, there we go.
Damn.
So that was that. And maybe we'll do more of this later. But I think probably we'll get back to Hyperlight Drifter next time because I need to calm down. Bye.
Bye.